Yes, people. Man United won, Leeds United won at Ellen Road. It's been a draw today. And you know what? I think with all things considered, a draw is probably a fair result. A draw is probably a fair result. I'm going to start by talking about what it means and how the team played, and I'll get into the individuals after that. But going into this game, I didn't want Amram to try anything funny, and he didn't. Don't get me wrong, he did play the back five, but thinking about it and looking at it and seeing how the game panned out, it was the right thing to do. There was protection in there. There was experience in there. He put Euro into the back three. He was playing right centre back. Heaven and Martinez there in the other centre backs as well. And he put Dorgu in a position where he was able to get into the right wing position to be able to make some stuff happen. But Dorgu, he kind of went back to the previous Dorgu where he was second guessing himself, didn't really get the better of Goodmanson, and there was not really any quality coming from him. But to not play Zirkzee, how can I blame Amrin for not playing Zirkzee in that right 10 to start with when he just took him off in the last game, and we were saying that it didn't feel right. You need to play him off the front. Having said that, when Zirkzee did come on, that is where he played. So in Amrim's defence, he would say, well, I still brought him on in that right 10 position, came on, and he scored a goal. So, look, from that point, I think we get caught up as fans at the minutiae of things, of trying to work things out. But what I do see is I see the thing, at least I saw Amrim's thinking of what he was trying to do, considering what we had. You know, you got Ugarte and Casemiro in midfield, which, let's be honest, bro, they can't pass wind. Like, especially Ugarte, you know. But the other side of the game for this type of demand works well for Ugarte. Get in there, win some fouls, make a couple of fouls, win the ball back a couple of times, find some red shirts. You're gonna give away a few. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he done well not to even get a yellow card, Ugarte. Casemiro did well, you know, win things in the air, snuff out a bit of danger. He actually had a little bit of quality on the ball to calm things down, but then other times gave it away. You know what you're going to get with them two. There's no other options. It's not a better option to put Tyler Fletcher in there. It's not a better option to put Jack Fletcher in there. It's not a better option to put Sheer Lacey in that midfield too. So with what we got, what we had today, that was the best we could have got. Mateus Cunha, before the game, I said, I need you, brother. I need you. Now, he gets man of the match today. And, you know, he was physical. He was a goal threat. You know, he hit the post as well. You just knew. And that's why I said it before the game. I just knew. We all just know that he was going to be the most likely attacking output. Any success going forward towards goal, you knew that Cunha had to have a good game, or at least have an impact on the game. And he's done that. Was he perfect? Have I seen him actually probably play better without scoring? Yes. There was a few times in possession he was still holding on to it a little bit longer. But there was other times during possession where he made things happen. And most importantly, the team's just conceded a bad goal. Bad goal. A morale-killing goal, really. Those type, Aiden Heaven would be down in the dumps. He did well to shake that off afterwards. He's made a mistake. You know, they've played a ball forward after they've won the ball back off us after us giving it away stupidly. And it's gone to shit. And it's at Leeds. And then when that happens, you got two options. It's fight or flight. Do you know what I mean? Or it's fight or flight. And the flight would have been, get rinsed and lose by more goals and Leeds open up and mash us up. Or you fight. And we got back into the game very, very quickly. Now I'll get to Joshua Zirkzee in a second because he was a big part of that. But Mateus Cunha got us a point today. Do you know what I'm saying? He took his finish well. He nearly got us the second as well. And we needed him to stand up. And on Joshua Zirkzee, it just goes to show, like, he has quality. It's just he doesn't show that on a consistent basis. And he's misprofiled, probably played in the wrong position half of the time. But it's not the first time we've seen a little bit of magic from Joshua Zirkzee. And I'm not saying it's the most outstanding ball he had to play, but he came on and there was just a visible difference. And the one thing Amarim did do today, which the only one decision he had to make, was to make one sub. And he made the right one. Taking off Lenny Yoro, keeping on Dallo, because Dallo's going to be physical and decent in duels. Put him to right centre back. People were gassing it in the chat saying it's 4-4-2. It worked immediately. 4-3-3. No, it wasn't. It was the same system. He just swapped Dallo for Yoro, okay, and then put Dorgu back to right wing back, which frees up the right 10, and then Zirkzee can essentially go and play in there. And that's what he did. And then Cunha went to the left 10 and Sesko was still up front. It was still the same team. It was just that by making that change, basically what you're saying is that Zirkzee offered something that Dorgu couldn't in the right 10. which was a little bit of quality, a little bit of finesse, find a little pass. And he went on to do that, Zirkzee. He went on to nearly create more chances. I think he set up another chance that went to Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw cuts it back, and then Sesko fluffs his line. And on Benjamin Sesko, just not good enough. Not good enough from him at all. We can protect him as much as we need to because he's our player and he's young and we back him. But my God, we have to call out some of his performances. They're not being good enough. And actually, what I think it is with Benjamin Sesko is if I talk about it fairly and what we actually saw, he had some nice touches in the game. He was involved a lot more. And in the first half, I was praising him actually for being a focal point, laying the ball off, finding red shirts, winning a couple of fouls. That bit of the game was actually quite good from him, winning some flick-ons as well. That bit was quite good. Even in the goal that we score, it's a very simple role he plays, but he plays the first part of it where he just takes one touch and sets the ball to Zirkzee, and then Zirkzee finds Cunha. If he, is not confident enough to take that first time touch and holds onto the ball and gets it taken off him, the move's done. So I've got to praise him for that. But where his criticism comes in is where he's just being so wasteful in front of goal. His final action and decision making is not good enough when it comes to him scoring and letting the trigger off. He's not anticipating things. He's kind of half guessing. He's in this half moment where he's being reactionary. He's being reactive rather than proactive. So these are all things that he's got to work on. Now, can he work on it? Yes, but these are all things that highlight as well why we need another, a striker. So when people are laughing at maybe getting Mateta or an experienced, ready-made striker, we're still in that position where we got a young kid who's just so raw and not really ready yet. Do you know what I mean? I don't really think Sesko's ready to be leading the line for Man United week in, week out. He came for big money as well. Big money. Now, the only way he gets ready and the only way he progresses, I get it, is to keep playing football. That's not going to do him any harm to keep playing. But what is doing him harm is that there's no one else to really bring in instead of him. There's no one else for him to learn off, So, not good there. The senior players, like I said, I liked. Luke Shaw, good account of himself. No big problems for him. Martinez was good on the ball. Defended the box very well. Dalot, he just did Dalot things. He was okay. But for the type of game that it was, he did what he needed to do. Casemiro, Ugarte, these types of guys, they made it so that it wasn't Leeds couldn't feast on us. Okay, Leeds couldn't feast on us. Now the bar's on the floor. I thought we might lose, but a draw, you take it. But you shouldn't. But against Burnley away now, we have to be winning that. That won't be a good draw considering the team that we've got. So yeah, there you go, man. Look, it is what it is. We didn't lose. You take it, you move on. Zirkzee changed the game. Cunha finally delivered, and the senior guys stepped up as well. And Amorim he actually got his one decision right, and the way he set us up, he got it right today considering what we had. Let me know what you guys are saying. I'm out of here. Peace.